Will the Harry Potter TV reboot succeed? Now, I forgot this was even a thing up until an hour ago when I read it on MovieWeb, I think it was, Screen Rant. Had a 50-50 chance of getting it right there. I only went to 2 websites for movie news tonight. And me being me, I picked the wrong one because that's just me all over. And it sums my day up, really. I've been consistently getting binary choices wrong every single step of the way today. But yeah, Harry Potter. Will the Harry Potter TV reboot succeed? This is coming in from Screen Rant, as I say. It's David Heyman, who was a director and I believe producer of at least 4 of the Harry Potter movies. I think he directed 3, 4, the last. Well, I think he directed Half-Blood Prince and the 2 Deathly Hallow movies. Prior to that, you'd have had Order of the Phoenix. He may have did that as well. I don't think he did Goblet of Fire. I know Alfonso Cuarón did Prisoner of Azkaban. And it was obviously Chris Columbus before that with the 2, Philosopher's Stone and Chamber of Secrets. Don't know who did Order of the Phoenix, but he did at least 3 of the movies, David Heyman. I'm pretty sure he did. Or is that a different guy I'm thinking of? Fuck those, man. It was a David anyway. He's produced all of them, I'm pretty sure. Synonymous with the Harry Potter films from the the late 90s through the 2000s. Guy's well versed in Harry Potter. He knows the universe. And he's been teasing this new Warner Bros. TV reboot for Harry Potter. And this is what he had to say via Total Film. An update to Total Film via Games Radar. It's all very Inception. Multiple levels of sources going on here. And he had this to say on Harry Potter. I hate that shit. I've said this before and I'm going to say it again. See when they put brackets in, sort of acknowledging what he's talking about, but he didn't fucking say it. I hate that. I don't mind it when it's on Harry Potter, but see this shit, but hopefully it will be. You don't need to do that. Just quote him verbatim. Quote what the man said. And I'm going to do that. I'm going to ignore the brackets. Get the brackets to fuck. It's early days. We haven't even hired a writer to begin writing. It's a bit early, but hopefully something that's very special and gives us an opportunity to see the books and to enjoy a series which explores the books more deeply. And this is the question I'm going to get into. Will it be better? Can it work? Well, I mean, you can certainly explore the books more deeply, that's for sure, because you've got longer form storytelling opportunities. That's the beauty of TV. The medium of TV, by its very nature, allows long form storytelling. You can have, I don't know, a 6-episode mini-series, but that doesn't make sense. Six episodic seasons, 6-episode long seasons, if I can speak correctly. But it's, I don't know, an hour long, 6 hours worth of potential storytelling dedicated to each individual book. You do the maths on that, I'm absolutely horrendous. Even basic mathematical equations, 6 times by 7. I think it was 7. Was it 6? How many books was there? Philosopher's Stone, Chamber of Secrets, Prisoner of Azkaban, Goblet of Fire, Order of the Phoenix, Half-Blood Prince, Deathly Hallows was 7. I still can't think of what it's a lot. You've got a lot, tens of hours worth, tens and tens and tens of hours worth of storytelling at your fingertips for each individual book. So in terms of the actual delving into the books deeper, you've certainly got a greater scope for doing that in TV. The first alarm bell is Warner Brothers. I hope it's HBO who are getting involved with doing this TV show. I hope it's not Warner Brothers direct. HBO, I know, are connected to Warner Brothers. They're symbiotic. It's the same company. One's a parent company of the other. One's almost the film sort of hub of the company, and the one's the TV hub. So the first alarm bells as I seen Warner Brothers. I hope it's HBO, because HBO are synonymous with phenomenal storytelling, phenomenal TV shows, high caliber scripts, high caliber directing, high caliber acting, able to attract the best actors on the planet. Now you've got the big issue of recasting. It's young actors again. How good are they going to be? How's their chemistry going to be with each other growing up? Because they are going to be growing up with them. And this is a long haul. This is a decade's worth of storytelling again. And the issue that they encountered with the movies, where they grow up, how fucking tall are they going to be? Is it going to throw things off? Is one going to balloon into Andre the Giant? Is one going to be Peter Dinklage? Is Hermione going to be taller than fucking Harry? You go through that whole rigmarole again of having to cast and having to almost CIA it, where you're fucking getting into the parents' lineage and finding out their growths and heights and shit like that, and if they still get hair at this age, you've got to try and make it as authentic as possible. So I hope it's HBO Max in a sense, because I know they will get it right. They'll get the small details right. Everything will be right. Will it succeed though? This is the question that's asking. Can it replicate the success, or indeed better the actual movies? Well, I think it's got a hard fucking time, because the movies for me are phenomenal. They get better and better and better and better, and they become more mature and darker as they go on, as they should, because the books are the same. Initially aimed at kids, then young adults. I thought the movie's done a stellar job of doing that, replicating that maturing process, the darkness seeping in slowly but surely. The cast was just perfect, man, wasn't it? Let's be honest. Daniel Radcliffe, Rupert Grint, Emma Watson, Tom Felton, Matthew Lewis, the twins, I forget their names all the time. I was literally watching them playing golf the other day. Just brilliant casting. Bonnie Wright, Ivana Lynch. The cast was on point, man. Really, really was. And also the old school names, the sort of established British actors, your Maggie Smiths, Richard Harris, Michael Gambon, Alan Rickman, Gary Oldman, fucking Judi Dench, not Hugh Bonneville, the other one, Jim Broadbent. They got it bang on, man. They got the cast bang on. It was special. It just worked. We grew up with these guys. I grew up with them anyway, because I was the same age as them. It was just special. Can you replicate that? Can you make it better? I don't think you fucking can, man. I think you've got a hard time, just over a decade out from the movie's ending, at reigniting that interest and try to capture that lightning in the bottle again. You have to remember the movies came out not long after the mentalness of the books taking the world by storm. Kids, everyone was reading these books, and it was a zeitgeist moment. People were buzzing to see these movies. It was a perfect moment to drop it. The world was different in 1990, 2000, 2001. I keep saying 99. It was a different world, man. We've become more cynical. We've got smaller attention spans now. Kids aren't the same. They're trying to grow up as quickly as fucking possible. I just look at my two nieces. Well, one of them anyway. And she's got no fucking interest in Harry Potter, as far as I'm aware. And she's 10 now. So that would be the demographic you're aiming it at. No interest in Harry Potter. My generation, obsessed with Harry Potter. Even now, doing house sorting fucking quizzes. Going on to Pottermore, or whatever it was. Finding out what your wand was. Or was. That was my generation's thing. The current generation are TikTok. They're fucking totally wired differently. I don't think the lightning is there to be recaptured in a bottle. You're going to succeed in pandering to my generation, the people in their 30s, late 20s, 40s. They'll be interested in these TV shows. But again, they've grown up, they've matured, they've already experienced it with the movies. They're loyal to these actors, they're loyal to these characters that they've seen and grew up with. It's going to seem like it's alien. It's almost like there's something that came into my head there, and I'm banking on it. It was actually Stephen, comedian Brian Lemmy Lemond, watching Rainbow. He grew up with it, but he grew up with a certain version. And he went back at archival footage and watched the very first versions. And the characters are different. And the actors are different. And it was like shock. It was a shock to the system where he was watching it and thinking, what the fuck is this? This isn't right. Uncanny Valley. That ain't right. That ain't right. What the fuck's going on here? That's what you're going to have with a TV show with new actors playing these beloved characters. For me, it's going to have to be really special. Really, really special, this TV show, to succeed. The casting's going to have to be bang on. You're going to have to promote it unbelievably well, and that's before you even get into the shitstorm of the whole trans issue on social media with J.K. Rowling and all of the people who follow that particular, whatever the fuck it is. There's a word for it, I can't think of it just now. That particular train of thought for people who are not really as, I don't know, activism in the brain, who are not as mobilised in politics and just live life doing their own thing. They'll not be as fussed, but there is a sizable degree of people on social media who would will this TV show to fail because it's related to J.K. Rowling and she's made remarks in the past that they fundamentally disagree with. We've seen it with Hogwarts Legacy. If you think that's bad, that was a video game with no real ties to J.K. Rowling and all new stories set in that universe. Wait till they reboot the actual fucking books on a TV show. On a TV platform, I should say, streaming service, with direct links to Rowling. My God. You will not see whining like it ever again in your life. So, it's up against it, man. I hope it succeeds. I'm a huge Harry Potter fan. But for me, the movies are always going to be number one. You can do long-form storytelling, but the condensed, just instant gratification it was those movies. They hit all the points for me. There wasn't much left out of the stories that you were yearning for. They just get it right. It was special. It's up against it for me.